And we are live. Welcome to the live stream. It's been a little bit since we've done a live stream. I made a bit of a mistake and didn't plug in my computer into the Ethernet. So if the stream starts lagging, I very much apologize. Hopefully you guys can stick through it. If it starts skipping, it's all right. We're gonna push through. Good to see you guys all in the chat already. Oh man, I forgot how much I missed live streaming. Live streaming is just, it's the most interesting thing, being able to actually interact with you guys real time. Yeah, bunch of people in here already. From France, we got people. Where's everybody from? Spam the chat. Today, I thought we would talk kind of about about camera gear, the best gear of 2019. All the camera gear. I did a video, if you missed it, it was like for Black Friday, kind of like my top favorite things that I like to use right now. But there's just so many different things and products and stuff that I would love to talk about. So that's why we're doing this now. We got Brazil, we got Argentina, we got Salzburg, we got Mexico, we got Los Angeles, Slovenia, Detroit, Brampton, Wisconsin, Alabama. Oh my gosh, it's going so fast. Chile, Denmark, Quebec. Oh, sweet. I love that we can, from all over the world, we're all hanging out and talking about cameras right now. Super cool. I'm trying to move my setup here a little bit so it's a little bit nicer. I don't have to. You know what? I'm gonna move this right on over so I can actually do this a little bit easier. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed Tyler back there. Tyler working hard. Maybe Tyler can join the stream a little bit later if you guys want to ask him some questions. But yeah, I wanna talk about all the best camera gear in 2019. If you have any questions about what you think, what camera, I get these all the time, emails of like, what camera should I get? I have a budget of $1,000, or what gimbal should I get, or whatever. And I just don't have time to answer those emails. There's so many of them. So this is the perfect chance to ask questions, and hopefully you guys can give some input and I can give my input into what I think is the best answer. Obviously I don't know everything, but I will do my best. We got a super chat. New 1DX Mark III with 4K, no crop, and possibly 5.6K. What thoughts? That's anytime. Let's be honest. Anytime we're talking about Canon and the specs seem too good to be true, a lot of times I think there's some sort of catch to it. But I do think that Canon is now at a point where they kind of have to push things. They have the tech, they can do it. They have to push things a little bit. I think they've been a little bit too conservative over the last couple of years. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is all true. I do think it's going to be no crop 4K for sure. 5.6K, it's believable, I think. What are they saying on let's pull up good old Canon rumors. I used to go on here all the time. What surprises does Canon stuff? This is probably one of the most anticipated cameras for me in 2020. That's weird. 2020. That's literally like when you're watching like Mad Max or something. And it's like the year 2020. The world has gone into chaos and everything has gone to crap. That's what that sounds like right there. 1DX Mark III, 6K was a possibility. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors going on right now about Canon and stuff, and I think they're going to be coming out with a new EOS R Mark II possibly. That to me was a little bit surprising. I feel like that seems pretty soon. I guess it's already been out for like a year and a bit. But yeah, that's super interesting for me. Probably the camera that I use most right now. Well, let's just get straight into it. The camera that I use most right now is the Canon EOS R still. I remember when I first started using this, and we made the first videos. I remember Peter made a video about this. I made a video about this, and people were just pissed. They were like, how could you even lie to us tell us that you think it's a decent camera. And I wasn't quite sure about it yet. I was like, I think this has promise, but I didn't realize how much I would actually like it. I think I've gone through it a million times. It's the flip LCD screen, full frame, Canon's autofocus. It's still the best autofocus there is out there. The color science is pretty decent. And one of the biggest things that I did not realize in the beginning is the high bitrate. The high bitrate means that you can film at 1080 and still have super high quality files. So here's a hack for you right now. If you have the EOS R, or actually really any camera probably works similarly, do not export your video in 1080, even if you filmed it in 1080. So what I do, all my videos right now, we film in 1080, except for maybe some of the videos we film in 4K on the C300 that I'm filming on right now for the live stream. Film in 1080 on the EOS R always, because you get the full frame. And then we just edit in 1080 timeline. And then when we're ready to export, we just export a 4K video file. And then we just upload that. And that makes your video way, way better quality on YouTube. Because more bitrate for it. It's just it's not compressing it as much, so it just ends up being a lot better. So if you're not doing that right now, especially with something like the EOS R, where it's better to film in 1080, I highly, highly recommend it. But yeah, this is the camera that I use most. I remember so many people were pissed off that like, no way you're switching from a 1DX to this. And honestly, my 1DX, I'm trying to remember the last time I've used this. I've for a long time already. I've thought like I should just sell. This is a stupidly expensive shelf ornament in the back of my. I still have sand. You probably can't see it, but I have sand stuck in this little button, and that is from Dubai, which was almost exactly a little bit over a year ago that me and Peter were in Dubai. I still have sand in here, and it hasn't even come out because I haven't used this camera enough. And that's because I like the EOS R right now more. Yeah, you don't have 120 frames per second, but pretty much everything else I enjoy more about the EOS R. Okay, there's a lot of chat going on. Sorry, there's so much chat, but I will try to answer some of the questions. Obviously, super chats. I can see way better. Okay, yeah, the huge crop in 4K is no. Yeah, so I don't use 4K in this. I never film 4K in this. I don't need to. Like I said, film in 1080, export in 4K. Okay, the RP. That's an interesting. I actually asked Canon if I could borrow it to try to do some sort of video on the RP because, as you might remember, when the RP came out, I right away made a video about it. I was like, do not get this do not get this camera. This camera is not worth it right now. And that's because they didn't include 24 frames per second. The thing that originally made Canon DSLRs so good for video, like it just catapulted them, was adding 24 frames per second. And then all of a sudden they started taking it away from like their cheaper cameras. And I was like, what? Why? That doesn't make any. It's not at all like a technical limitation of a camera. If you can shoot 30 frames per second, you can definitely do 24 frames per second. And so when they did that with the RP, I was pretty bummed out about that because I thought that would be the camera that I would start recommending to all the people that want to start YouTube or want to film themselves, want to vlog. I thought that was going to be the camera because it's a little bit smaller, it's cheaper, it's still full frame, all of those good things, just like the EOS R. But then they just took out 24. But now we have 24 again. They decided, okay, that was a stupid idea to take away 24 frames per second. Don't understand it. And they put it back. And so now I really want to try the RP because has anybody used the RP? I've never actually used the RP. Bought a used RP for 750. Is that pounds or euros? That's pounds, right? Yeah, I want to try one now. I think it might be possibly the best starter camera for a lot of people, especially if you're filming yourself, if you're doing YouTube, anything like that where you need to see yourself, flip LCD screen. I think it might be the best camera to start out with right now. It's obviously, there's cheaper options out there. But yeah, I really want to try it. I think it's a lower bit rate, so it probably won't be as high quality as the EOS R, but with YouTube and compression and all that, I don't know if people can tell the difference as much. Also, this live stream is sponsored by, we're back to Club Soda. Literally went to the grocery store. Oh, voice crack. Literally went to the grocery store yesterday and bought like 10 cases of this Club Soda. I wish I was sponsored by them. All right, what do we got here? 200D versus VS Panasonic G7. Yeah, I don't know. It's different uses. I think 200D is probably better for filming yourself. G7 probably better quality image in the end. Nikon Z6. Okay, so I have the Nikon Z6. It is a really interesting camera. It's I think the best Nikon that I've used in terms of video features. Photo features, Nikon's always been really great. And now they finally came out with the RAW update. So I want to send this in. I think you have to send in the camera. I want to send this in, get the RAW update, and start trying it out with ProRes RAW, because that's a really high quality codec for not as big file sizes if you're just filming RAW. So I'm really interested now. Once they have that RAW, or once I have that RAW update in here. Definitely going to be making a video on that as soon as I get it. Very curious. That'll really change things, and I think it'll start forcing all of the other companies to start thinking about putting RAW into their cameras. I think Canon's going to have to do it. I think Sony's going to have to do it. Everybody's going to have to do it. We already have Blackmagic 6K camera. I think this is probably the best camera for a lot of people in terms of filming other people, short films, music videos. Really like high quality image content. The image is just beautiful out of this thing. It's not too expensive. It's not that small. I was gonna say it's not that small. It's not pocket size, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It still fits onto some of the gimbals. I'm pretty sure the Ronin S can take this no problems. I'm curious also, I didn't see any of but the RP. I'm curious who's used the Blackmagic 6K, because I really do think it's a great camera. I haven't used it as much recently. I used it in the summer, but the image is like super nice. There's A6400 versus XT30. Sorry, there's like so many comments. It's so hard to see. That's a tough one. I think for a lot of people, the A6400 would probably be easier to use, but the XT30 is very interesting. I think Fujifilm is definitely underrated. I'd probably recommend for most people still the A6400, just because Sony's a little bit more. They're a bigger camera company right now, and so you're gonna find lenses easier. You're gonna find maybe you could find a used one a lot easier. I think buying used is still a great way to go. What is this? Kelowna sent a super sticker? That's the first time I've ever got a super sticker. You are amazing. That's sweet. Thanks. Very much appreciate that, Kelowna. That is very nice of you. I think that's a new feature. I've never seen that on the live stream. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Canon M50. I haven't really played around too much with those cameras, so I can't say too much about it. Fujifilm X-T3, very high quality camera. Again, a really underrated camera. Yeah, it's a really interesting camera. There's some like weird stuff sometimes that I find that happens with the image on the Fujifilms, and that's probably, if you're not really good at color grading and stuff, I would probably still go with things like the Sonys or Canons. Did you crash the Fave drone yet? So those of you who did not see it yet, we posted the first little episode, I guess, of our journey into FPV drones, first-person drones. I think Matt actually has the drone right now, so I can't show you guys. But we built this little 5-inch drone. You can watch the video. It's insane. It's like the scariest thing ever to fly one of those versus like a normal DJI drone. It's like nothing. Sorry, Gareth Jones. Got RP to start my tech channel, SL2 and second camera as well. Nice. I think you're really smart. Those are great cameras, especially if you're not making a lot of money from YouTube yet. That's a really, really good start, I think. Because I haven't tried the RP yet. I need to try it. But I think that's a great, man, for some reason the super chats aren't showing properly on my screen. How can I do this? How can I do this better?
Want me to have a look?
Tyler's offering help. No, I think it's just I can't scroll down on it. Okay, I found it. Is there a reason? The Bluetooth Russ asks, is there a reason to get an A7 III Mark IV over Canon EOS R? I think the reason, like obviously the reason would be if you need really high quality, not high quality, if you need really big photos. So if you need to like print photos on some big wall, or like if I wanted to print a photo on that wall, you'd be better off with the Sony A7R4 versus the EOS R. Video wise, I don't know. I think does it do 120? If it does 120, it's probably better for that than the EOS R is terrible for their 120. I think it's in 720 and no autofocus. Yeah, I think for photo wise, it might be. I think it's probably a better option. For video wise, it's kind of a toss up. I think I would probably recommend the EOS R more so for videos. Yeah, I think that's the way I would go with that. Dan Cron, sorry, just got here. Hi, Maddie. Have you heard anything about the EOS R Mark II? I heard some people are already testing out. I heard the exact same stuff. I have not been testing it out, and I'm not under NDA to lie about it or something like that. I haven't heard anything like tangible other than from the Canon Rumors site, but I have heard that I think on the Canon Rumors site it said that it's going to be coming out in early next year. I think they're saying. I think they're saying like before IBC or something like that. That could be just a rumor. That could be true. So I think that's why the Canon EOS R, I think the price has gone down quite a bit recently. That's usually a sign that there's going to be an update. So I would maybe hold off a little bit on buying an EOS R or then just buy it used. But yeah, I haven't seen any leaked specs or anything on the EOS R Mark II, but it's probably going to be my favorite camera right now, unless the 1DX Mark III comes out at the same time. But I think it's going to become my favorite camera, unless there's some weird quirks or something like that. I hope there isn't something really random on it. But yeah, speed booster on a Canon EOS R. Oh, sorry. No, that's not true. Canon M50 with a speed booster is basically. Oh shoot! I think the stream just went offline. Does that mean the internet isn't working? I think we're back. I hope we're back. Somebody was saying that Canon M50 with a speed booster is basically a Canon EOS R. That is not true at all. And the biggest reason for that is the bitrate difference. I don't know exactly what the bitrate is on the M50, but it's definitely completely different. So that is not the same. Plus, the big thing with speed boosters is that it messes up with the autofocus. Oh man, I think
Need to plug in?
Yeah, I wonder if I can plug in or not. I knew this was gonna haunt me, not forgetting that Ethernet cable. Do you wanna try? It's probably on the router. The Ethernet cable, yeah, and just bring it over. I think you have to plug it. Forget which one you have to plug it into, but it's risky. I'll probably just end up going with this, even though it's gonna. I apologize for the intermittent breaks in the video feed. Hopefully, it doesn't mess things too much. Alan Garcia Monroy is asking, where's the best option to get a career as a filmmaker or director, Toronto or Vancouver? Kisses. I don't think it really matters that much. I mean I would assume Toronto has a bigger scene for the really high end stuff, and probably for commercial work too, since it is a bigger city. So I guess Toronto, but I don't think that I would never choose to move somewhere just because, you know, I think I might have a better shot at building my career there. I think you could build it in a small town of Newmarket like I am right now. I think you can do it anywhere. I think you just need to learn, get a good reel, and yeah, that's gonna do more than, than moving to the right place. Man, why are the super chats not going properly right now? I'm really annoyed. Ghost Anime, you're amazing. Here's $2 to grow YouTube. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. I'll give that straight to Tyler here because he is trying to save the stream right now. Where do I plug in?
Plugged into the router.
Yeah. Okay, so that's probably in the right place now. Let us try to fix this situation.
I don't know if that'll change the network settings on.
Now, the only problem here is that I have to go and turn off my Wi-Fi, right, in order to go onto Ethernet. And that's going to be a scary moment. No, it doesn't usually do that. Open network preferences.
So Ethernet is connected.
Ethernet, there. Okay, let's
I
choose
don't know if it's using it right now.
Let's choose Ethernet. Hopefully that is going to be better. Thank you, Tyler, for...
See if that works.
We're going to turn off Wi-Fi. Let's see if everything goes smoothly. Nope, nope, straight crash.
Did it? Is at the bottom right there?
Yeah.
Program pulls from whatever the.
Apparently we can't switch back. We can't switch to Ethernet right now, so we're back. Sorry guys. Next time I will remember to plug in the Ethernet. Annoying.
Just blame your manager.
Yeah, it's all Tyler's fault. I'm gonna take away that $2. Man, it just keeps dropping too. Oh, that's so annoying. All right, enough of that. Catbuster approved. Did you try the A7 III with native? With native? Yours was bad? I don't know what with native means. No, the A7 III was fine, but the thing that I've noticed is that the autofocus isn't that good on the A7 III. Like it's good, but it's not as good as something like Canon. In this S-Log especially, and the reason why I would use a Sony is for the S-Log. It's great having that extra dynamic range. It's really awesome. But for some reason, I don't know if they're like doing like a contrast-based focus after debayering or something like that, and so therefore it doesn't have enough contrast to figure out what it should focus on well. So I had a lot of issues with the autofocus on that. But otherwise, it's a great camera. Great camera. I'm gonna be actually possibly, this is top secret knowledge. I'm gonna be actually probably doing a little bit of a live streaming gaming channel maybe over the holidays. So I'm gonna be using my Sony for that because you can plug it in and charge it as it's going. Vignette, when will How to Film a Docu Part 2? I'm waiting for the Easy Rig full review. Yeah, so I'm still working on the, I think you're talking about the Part 1 was with Gene. So I'm still working on the little mini doc of Gene Potato Jet. Great guy. If you don't know him, you should check out his channel. Makes some of the best content on YouTube right now, in my opinion. And another secret, he has an actual separate vlogging channel right now. This is insider information right now. I think he did announce it, but yeah, he's got a vlogging channel. It's great, funny stuff. So yeah, once I get that done, then I'll also come up with a part 2. Adrian asks, said, I love you. I appreciate that. Any tips for finding clients? Yeah, I think you just need a reel first and then just start sending it off to people. whether that's companies that that are around you, or it's your uncle's company, or there's people around you that have connections to companies. So ask them, start shooting weddings, do everything, and just it slowly builds. There's no like overnight way of like getting a whole bunch of clients. It takes a while. Nico Nation, I picked up a 200D for my channel. Any lens recommendations? Also, why do you and Pete dislike Hamilton? I'm currently Hamilton as in like the town in Ontario. I don't dislike Hamilton. I just have no reason to go to Hamilton. No, Hamilton's fine. It's a really interesting place. Interesting as in like, I think there's like a interesting culture there with like young people moving in and all that stuff. 200D, any lens recommendations? As the 200D is a crop censored, right? There's a really interesting lens, the 17 to 55. It's basically like it's essentially an L series lens, except because it's an EFS lens, it's only for crop censored cameras. I think that's the reason why it's not an L series lens. But it's 17 to 55 f2.8, which is great. So that's a really nice range, 17 to 55. That's like perfect, and it's image stabilized. I think I have actually no. I think I lent mine out right now. It's a really interesting, great lens. So that it's a little bit more expensive, but I would try to find it used. That's a great thing to go for. Any experience with the Ryan Spalding asked? Any experience with the Panasonic S1H? S1H against the A7S3. I haven't had a chance to try it out at all yet. I've heard good things. It's a really interesting camera, specs wise and all that. I would assume that it's a really great camera, except for the autofocus. That's usually my experience with Panasonic cameras. But Panasonic, if you're listening, I think I even sent them a message, but they just didn't want me to review their camera, I guess. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. Maxime Russo, thank you for the $2. Appreciate it. Richard Raintard, thank you for the €2. I appreciate it. And Car Enthused, I can't see, again, this. Here, I wonder if I can, nope, that's not helping. I thought I could resize my thing. I can't see the newest super chat always. It's really annoying. Oh, you message retracted. No, hopefully it wasn't anything bad. Yeah, so favorite cameras I think for me right now are the EOS R and the Blackmagic 6K camera for like the different spectrums of filmmaking in like the more budget range. And then there's, the Z6 is really interesting, the RP interesting, but both, like, I need to test them out more. How many of you guys, I'm really curious, because I've been kind of like saying like, you want to get a 360 camera, because I for the first time this year realized why 360 cameras can be so good. So I'm curious, how many people have used 360 cameras? Because if you haven't and you do any sort of like GoPro filming, other than if you're trying to like vlog on a GoPro or something like that, 360 cameras, especially the Insta360, it is so good. I cannot recommend it more for action type shots, or like if you're like riding a bike or you're snowboarding, anything where it's hard to hold something like an EOS R, for example. If it's really hard to do this, you just get a 360 camera. You barely have to think about it. You get so many angles at once. It's really, really, really amazing. Yeah, I can't recommend those enough. So 360 cameras, there's a few. Go buy an Arri. I would love to have an Arri, but yeah. There's a few. So there's some people starting to use them. Yeah, I don't like them at all. I was 100% with you, and I would never use 360, or at least I haven't yet, to film 360 videos and post them in 360. You film in 360 and then you grab whatever clip you want. There's so much you can do, and the stick's gone, so it's this cool like hovering little like personal camera that's, you can't get that look with anything else. So I think if you're saying 360 is bad, it means that you haven't used it to its full capabilities, or you haven't realized it yet. Yeah, it is a very very interesting way to go. Maxime Rousseau, I'm struggling between creating a company name or working on my name as a freelancer. What do you think? I think it depends if you're going into a specific thing. If you're only shooting weddings, for example, then I would maybe think about a company name. But or if you're working with, you're partnering up with a friend or something. Other than that, I think I would just work out of your own name, because then that brand carries with you to whatever you do afterward. If you're first doing wedding films and you make a wedding film company name, it's really hard to transition that then into like other stuff also. Whereas if it's just Matty Apoya, that's the reason why I changed my channel name to Matty Apoya instead of Travel Feels. It carries with me wherever I go. My brand carries with me. So if we start a podcast, me as Matty Apoya, not the Travel Feels guy. So that's why I would probably go with your own name. Nope, GoPro just for diving. Yeah, underwater definitely still GoPro style cameras work the best. Do I still use the LG Gram? Did I? I think that I don't. The LG Gram I didn't get. I had to send that back, I believe. No wait. I don't think I ever had an LG Gram. Did I have an LG Gram? If I did, I definitely had to send it back. Do you think it's worth investing in a Sigma 18 to 35 mil f1.8 in 2020? Yes. Sorry, I made a mistake when I recommended well, not a mistake, but another great lens, and probably the first lens you should go for, is the 18 to 35 mil f1.8. That is an incredible lens. It's the lens that I'm using right now. It is such a good lens. For anything that's crop censored, it is incredible. f1.8, it's beautiful. And even for like micro four thirds sensor, you just get like a speed booster or something like that. And it makes like a 1.2. I remember shooting. My last weddings that I filmed were on the GH5, so crazy stabilization, and then the 18 to 35 with the speed booster made it at f1.2, 18 to 35, so that's like a 24 to like 50-ish mil camera, super stabilized. It was like the best thing ever. I didn't even need a gimbal or a glide cam at the time. I just doing this thing, and you got great shallow depth of field. That's like a really good combo. Haven't used the 90D, so can't comment on that. I did try the 90D. It's a great camera, actually. I was very much surprised. 4K looks really nice on it. Drone Wars with FPV drones. Well, maybe with Matt we could do Drone Wars. Matt's actually better at the FPV drones than I am right now. He said he's never flown a DJI drone before, but I've only flown DJI drones, so I've had to kind of like unlearn the DJI drone, how to fly that, and now I'm having to relearn how to fly FPV drones, which is really different. Sorry, Mark, I think I missed your super chat. What's your favorite zoom and prime lenses currently? Do you tend to favor zoom or prime, and why? So when I started, I was like, primes only. You're an idiot if you use zoom lenses. You suck. And then as my career progressed, and especially when I got into doc style filmmaking, then I started using zoom lenses, because it's way better to get the shot than to have a little bit nicer shot. So prime lenses are still probably the best way to go most of the time. So, or a lot of times, if you want like the absolute best image, you want to choose the lens that's specifically designed just for that focal length, and they're usually faster. But me personally, I almost always only use zoom lenses now. So the 16 to 35, the 18 to 35, sometimes the 70 to 200, the 24 to 105 is a great lens, 24 to 70, that's a really great lens. They're just really convenient. And with a full frame, you're still getting a lot of shallow depth of field. So yeah, that's how I go right now. Do you have Instagram? Of course I have Instagram. You should go follow me on Instagram. Somebody was asking if I play Fortnite. I do play Fortnite. That's what I'm gonna be streaming, I think, hopefully over the holidays. Parrot and Afi via DJI. I would probably just go DJI. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think they're really close now, but I think the DJI's has a little bit more time. Plus, they have more resources to fine tune things a little bit more. So I think I would still go over go with DJI. Do you like good coffee? I don't drink coffee at all, so I guess it doesn't really matter if I like good coffee or not. How's Tyler saying he drinks the coffee back there in the darkness. GH5 in 2020, still a great camera to me. If you're filming like weddings or anything like that, recommend it. Something that's like really interesting. Hold on a second, guys. So I haven't made a video with this yet, but Moza sent me their SlyPod, which I didn't hear about at NAB. I don't know where I was at. I heard about it afterwards, and I was like, whoa, that's very interesting. Let's see if I can get this thing started up. Is it just a press hold? I think that's it. And how do I make this go? Oh, here. Wait, no. Yes, there it is. So this thing is like a monopod, except it has a motorized like controller in it. So you can actually like just with a motor make this longer or shorter. Now you can hear it does make some noise, but this thing is really interesting, and they kind of like pair it up with their Moza. This is the Air Cross 2, I think. So like you would pair it up with a gimbal, and so you get this like crazy long stick thing. There's even an extension still, so you get some really interesting shots. But even more importantly, what I thought and why I think this has been designed is that you could essentially make like a motorized dolly with a gimbal system out of this, or combining the two. So you could do like, you know, crazy star lapses or time lapses with moving 3-axis. All that stuff should be really easy with this combination. Now they apparently haven't really implemented it properly yet, so that's what I was really bummed about. That's why I haven't made the video yet. But this was really interesting to me. It's really simple, but like, you know, this could be really nice if they actually implement it in the right way, that you can just use your gimbal to do a really cool 3-axis time lapse. I would be down with that. So this is the SlyPod. Interesting tech in 2019. I think I missed super chat in here. Nico Nation, any advice to get past the first 1,000 subs? Yeah, I'd say use your other like social media, and then all you really need is that one video that's really high quality. I would say if you haven't passed, apparently the internet is down again. Oh my gosh, this is just a struggle. Thank you, Rogers, for that internet. If you haven't grown past 1,000 subscribers and you've been doing this for a longer period of time, I think you need to evaluate the content that you're making. I would say that the content that you're making needs to be better. Whether that's in storytelling or the production quality, maybe a little bit more likely it's storytelling that people are struggling with. It's just not interesting enough for people. And so that's why you're not getting that traction. I think anybody right now with 0 audience, 0 subscribers can make a really good YouTube video. Like if somebody with 0 subscribers made like a Mark Rober, the glitter bomb Amazon package thief video, they would grow. They wouldn't grow as much as like, I think Mark Rober grew by like 150,000 subscribers in one day from that video. They wouldn't grow as much as that, but they would grow still. So anybody that makes really high quality content will grow. So that's what I would do. Are you a Sony or Canon ambassador? No, I'm not affiliated. I'm not paid by any camera companies to use any of their cameras. I'm not an ambassador with anybody, and I've wanted to do that so I can be as unbiased as possible. Obviously, I have my own like personal, what I personally like using, and things are going to be biased in that sense, but money-wise, I try to be as unbiased as possible. That's why I use all the cameras. That's why I'm not only using Canon cameras, or that I'm not only reviewing Canon cameras. I can review any camera I want, anytime I want. Yeah. One of the cameras that I've personally been looking at, and this is probably way above a lot of people's needs and also budget. It is crazy expensive, but it's the C500 Mark II. So I've been using the C300 Mark II for, I want to say like 4 or 5 years. And it's a really, really great camera. I really like this thing. It's great for doc style shooting. It's great for this stuff. It's still really, really high quality after 4 or 5 years of using it. But the C500, it's full frame, that's what I want. Full frame. I love full frame cameras, and it's got RAW, and there's just a lot more features on it than the C500. So that's been my next big, like, I think it's like $20,000. Like, should I spend that much money on a camera? But I think that's the next camera I'm probably gonna get. Yeah, we'll see. If you guys have any thoughts on the C500, let me know, Robert, and if I'm just stupid for spending that much money on a camera. Roberto Alman, any tips for starting with stock photography? I've never done stock photography. I've done stock videography. Yeah, I think it's a weird, I think it really depends on the platform that you're doing. Some platforms require like a very generic specific type of thing, and then others are like, if you have really high quality images like lifestyle stuff, you're going to do really well. So I think it really depends on the platform, but in the end it's about putting out as much as you can. So just get a ton of stuff on there, and then hopefully some of them will get sold. Andreas Niarcos, hello. In what ISO should shoot videos, inside, outside, to avoid noise, stripes, and C-Log with EOS R and the 16-35? Noise, stripes. Yeah, I don't know if they've fixed it in firmware that they have like that stuff. I don't know how much the ISO affects that actually, but I with whatever camera I try to shoot at the base ISO, which is technically the ISO that the camera performs best at, and that's 400, I believe, on the EOS R. So yeah, that's what I try to shoot at all the time. So I rarely go above. It's only if it's really dark, like right now it's winter and it's getting darker in my office. I feel like I should open up the blinds a little bit for you guys so it's not just me in a dark room. That's the only time I would up the ISO, really, or change the ISO. AZ Ghost, thoughts on Canon RP now with the new update? Yeah, I talked about this earlier in the stream. I'm very, very interested now to try it out. I think it probably is a super underrated camera now because everybody hated on it, including me, because it didn't have 24 frames per second. That made it pretty much useless for me. And now it has it. So now I think it might be one of the best entry cameras with the price and all of the perks of using Canon cameras. So yeah, I want to test it out. I've asked Canon if I can borrow it for a bit, so hopefully I get one. Nabil Vlogs, Nabil, I think that, I'm sorry, I butcher names all the time. Any lens ideas for A6500 for filmmaking, for video making? I think it really depends. I think primes are really, if you're just starting out, primes are great because they're a lot cheaper and you can get really, really nice high quality lenses for cheaper. But yeah, I don't know about specific. It really depends on what you're using, whether it's video or for photos. For photos, well, for anything really, I love 35 mil range. It's like that's where I like it. So yeah, probably I'd go for like a 35 mil prime or something like that. Doug Friedman says, "Oh, what's up, Maddie? Oh, just doing a live stream. When will you buy your Tesla?" Martin, that is a good question. You know me, I am not an impulse buyer at all. If I want something, if I want to buy something, I will think about it for months and months before I actually pull the trigger on it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Have you used the 1DX Mark III? No, I don't think I've ever really gotten. I don't know if have I ever gotten any camera before it's come out. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever gotten a camera like pre-launch. I always get it just after launch, maybe, or then way after. I think the EOS R is one of the cameras that I had like right from the beginning. I think that was really nice of Canon, but no, I have not. I've not used the 1DX Mark III. I would love to use it if it is out there in circulation already. Yeah. Sony a7 III or Canon EOS R. It's the same thing I always say. I would say if you're filming yourself, I would go for the EOS R. If you're filming weddings and stuff where you're filming other people, probably the a7 III, I think. Yeah, probably with the extra dynamic range and slow motion. Yeah, I'd probably go for the Sony a7 III. 458 digital. I have seen reviews of followers' photos. Oh, that reminds me, we got to go through the winners of the photo contest, photo challenge. We will get to that real soon. I've seen reviews of followers' photos. Can we get a video of reviewing followers' photos? YouTube channels are our doc reclaiming Minta Hama was in pre-prod. Last live stream is out. Love your work. Keep it up, man. I'm so bad at reading. I just realized. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun idea. I used to do the Feedback Fridays, and I think it would be fun to bring that back, whether it's in live stream format or in video format. It'd be really fun to bring back that kind of thing where I get to give you guys feedback and hopefully help you guys out. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Matt B, in your opinion, what is the biggest mistake, excuse, video?
Did you do the Lightroom preset winners?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not yet. I was just saying that reminded me of it. Matt B, in your opinion, what is the biggest mistake, excuse, photographers make when starting a business? All of them. They just don't start it. Just gotta start it. Start doing it. That's the only way you're gonna learn and build it. Just start it. If you're still like planning it out and stuff, just start it. Get out there. Start making videos. Start taking photos. That's the way to go. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this name. I'm sorry. Aditya Sharma. Canon 200D2 or suggest me for videos on tight budget. Yeah, Canon 200D is a great starting camera. I probably go for something, just try to get something used. The Panasonic has some really great cheaper cameras. Sony has some really great cheaper cameras. There's so many options. I don't think you can really go wrong right now. It just really depends on what you're filming, which one you want. Lothar, hey, how's it going, man? I recognize your face, your thumbnail. Hi, Maddie. How is your family? Hope you're doing fine. Best regards from Germany. Hope you remember me. Of course. I'm doing good. Family is fine. My son did puke for the first time yesterday. I think he ate too many berries and he puked it all up, and it looked like blood everywhere, and it was freaky. Well, I wasn't there. My wife was there, but she sent me pictures, and I'm like, what happened? But other than that, we are great. We're great. Things are good. Why don't you use Red camera like Potato Jet? Potato Jet doesn't use Red for the majority of his stuff. He only sometimes uses a Red. But most of the time he's filming on the exact same camera as me, the EOS R, all his studio desk stuff, that's all EOS R. When he's vlogging, I'm pretty sure he's on the EOS R or some other smaller camera. He is not using the Red as much as you would think. How expensive is Matt, your editor? I'm not gonna say how much I pay him, but that's a funny question or a funny way of asking it. Mavic Mini. This is one of the things I want to talk about was drones. Mavic Mini or save for Mavic Air as a travel drone. I think. Okay, Mavic Mini, if you're purely a hobbyist, probably a great option, but I would still probably for most people say to save up a little bit more and get the Mavic Air. You got more quality, more options with the camera stuff. It's gonna fly a little bit better. Yeah, I did see. I haven't actually. I haven't tested out the Mavic Mini. I don't know why DJI didn't want to send me one. But I haven't tested out the Mavic Mini, and I don't really need another drone, so I'm not gonna buy another drone right now. Yeah, I've seen other people film with it, and the footage is pretty decent, but it doesn't have much control. I just like having a little bit more control. So yeah, I would probably just go for the Mavic Air. And the size-wise, there's not that big of a difference. The Mavic Mini is obviously lighter, but size-wise, there isn't a huge difference there. So that's not going to be a big burden. What light should I get in a budget? This guy keeps spamming. Why are you spamming the questions multiple times? So I end up seeing his questions all the time. All right, we're gonna have to put you on a timeout. I think I can put user in timeout. I don't know what that means, but I put you on timeout. I apologize, but you're spamming too much. And Lothar, I don't know if you realized, but you sent the same super chat twice. I appreciate that. I don't know if you can retract one of them or not, but I appreciate that. Nabil Vlogs, keep the podcast coming, please. Made my first document. I think it was good learning curve. Check it out, please. Yeah, we actually have 2 more episodes already filmed. We just gotta put them out. Yeah, I think they'll be coming up pretty soon. We're really liking the podcast. It's so fun to make. Actually, here's a sneak peek for you on the thumbnails. Focus on that, not my face. There's one, and there's another episode. Those are the thumbnails. For the thumbnails, we literally just take Polaroid or Fujifilm Instax camera, whatever they're called, photo, and then I just take a photo of that photo. That's our thumbnails. I thought it would be a cool way to, or we thought it'd be a cool way to do the thumbnails, a little bit different. But congrats on the first documentary. That's awesome. That's a big accomplishment, dude. So yeah, congrats. Salt Lake City. So I shoot on Canon M50 for video, and my 16-year-old son uses Sony and wants to shoot at home for his own stuff. Should I advise him to go Canon like me and use my glass, or help him go Sony? I think the big investment is glass, is the lenses. So I've always tried to stick to one company for lenses and then use adapters. And for me, I've gone with Canon just because Canon lenses there's so many of them, and you can buy them really easily, cheap, for cheap. So I would probably say go Canon, or then get him to use your Canon glass. Sony glass tends to be a lot more expensive also, so yeah, I'd probably go Canon, but in the end, it's really personal preference again. But I appreciate the question. I appreciate the super chat. New episode this week? Not sure. Maybe this week or next week, podcast? Maybe this week, yeah. Possibly. I like keeping you guys in suspense. Hey, this would be a good time. Okay, let's go through, before we forget, I don't know how long I've been streaming. Hopefully this stream is still going well, in that we haven't been offline this whole time, disconnecting because of stupid internet. Somebody asked, what camera am I using for the live? I'm using C300 Mark II. What's your favorite camera bag? I like Peter's bag for traveling, and then I like the douchebags, somewhere over there, the douchebags backpacks for like everyday stuff, just because they're smaller and they just work really well. Surprisingly, I did not expect that at all. Isaac Paul, thank you for the super chat. Hey man, I'm looking to get a new camera from my Fuji X-T3. What is the best all-around documentary camera? So for documentary stuff, I would recommend going Canon right now, like a Canon cinema camera. I think those are the best cameras for documentaries for most people. That's because they're really high quality image, really beautiful image, but they're also smaller and easier to use than like, and less expensive than like an Alexa or a Red's not very good for documentary stuff. It's really clunky, I think, for a documentary. So I saw for really cheap you can get C100s. It's a great documentary camera. A C200 really great. I think they've gone down in price. I wonder how much a C300 Mark II used costs. That's a great option. But yeah, I would try to go for a Canon Cinema camera, I think, for documentaries. Those are my favorite cameras for documentaries right now. Okay. Blackmagic 6K. I already did a review on that. You can go check that out. Okay, we're going to go through the winners of the photo challenge, photo contest. We did a photo challenge where you guys, there was really no rules. I think you were supposed to edit it with my edits or my presets, my LUTs. I don't know if everybody did or not. That's okay. It's fine. I'll let that go. But here are the top 5. I think 5th place prize was $50. Yeah. So 5th place is $50 store credit, so you can buy my LUTs, my presets, or motion graphics, or merch, or whatever. New merch is coming soon too. So $50. 5th place was Bright Cine. I don't actually know your real name right now, but Bright Cine, and it's actually this photo right here. This photo, I really liked it. It was really different from all the other photos. It has a really like filmic look to it. The lighting is super interesting, and it's just an intriguing photo. It was, again, really different from all the other photos, but I like this photo for the lighting, the mood, and there's like, it's telling more story than a lot of photos nowadays. I think a lot of photos, me included, it's like a beautiful landscape with a person there, and it's like a little bit of story there, but like I feel like this is a lot more intriguing. So yeah. Is this actually on film? I don't know if this is an actual film photo, but yeah, great job. This is 5th place, Bright Cine. We'll contact you. Congratulations. 4th place was Dualand Photo. Again, I'm not sure what your actual name is, but oh, sorry, I should probably hold on. Like, go follow this guy. This photos are really, really, really nice. Or girl. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. Really, really nice. Bright Cine. Highly recommend checking out their account. H Dualand Photo. H Dualand on Instagram. This is the 4th place. And the photo that won it is this super nice landscape photo. I'm a sucker for these kinds of photos. I just thought it had a really nice mood to it, a really nice tone to it. And I like the way it's framed with this. It's like your eyes are just drawn to the mountain there in the middle. I just really, really liked it. And like there's a lot of really great photography on this account. Again, I don't know who you are, but I recommend going to check them out. So that was 4th place. Another $50 store credit. We'll contact you. Appreciate you entering the photo contest. 3rd place was Lauren Cove C. Maybe Lauren is your name. I've actually seen your Tesla video on Twitter before. Really, really good job. And the photo that won it was this one of, a Tesla. So yeah. Bonus points for the Tesla. No, it's a really nice photo, like perfect environment. I love with the fog, it makes this effect of like the things that are further away. It's like this nice depth to it. The car is super crisp, and then everything else kind of just like fades away, and it's really mysterious. Plus again, it's a Tesla. Again, a really high quality photographer, really nice photos, especially the car shots, super nice. So go and check out Lauren. What was 3rd place prize? $100? $100, yeah. $100 store credit. I hope you enjoy that. Spend it wisely on whatever you like. You can also keep it for later if there's like new products coming out. So don't feel like you have to use it right now. Congratulations, 3rd place. Second place, another $100. I hope chat and everything is good. I haven't been looking at it. 3rd place prize goes to Panagiotis. I apologize for not saying that right. And the winning photo was this one. Super nice landscape photo. Again, I like that there's a person incorporated, and like right away it makes me be able to relate to this photo way more. It makes it feel like I could be that guy. I could be there looking out, and I remember moments being in similar places, and it like right away brings me back to those places. Plus, just like the overall framing, or the leading line kind of going around the mountain here. It just like draws you to this person with the yellow jacket sweater. Great photo. Really liked it. Again, go and check out Panagiotis. Oh my gosh, sorry. You guys could see the Instagram account there. Yeah, super nice photos. There's a lot of really great photographers out there. It's hard to stand out in photography because there's just so many good photographers. Anyways, the winner of the first photo challenge is, what did they win, Tyler?
A watch and
They win one of those super cool vintage lens watches. I think Tyler already packed it up.
they packed it up.
It's already been packaged and packed up. So I can't show you right now. Mine's at home. You win that, and you win, I think, a $100 store credit also for the store. And the winner was Ricardo Alves. And the winning photo is this one. It's a really, really nice photo. Not only is the landscape insane, I love the center framed, and I just love how everything is kind of swirling around the subject, the person, the lady there. Like no matter where you look, you kind of go back around and you're brought to the subject again. It's really, really nicely done. The only thing I would have done is put the head more in the lake instead of that, like the top there. But yeah, beautiful photo, super nice photo. Congratulations, Ricardo Alves. Yeah, another great photographer. This shot is super, super nice. Good job, guys. There's a lot of great talent out there. Go and follow Ricardo Alves. Go send him some love. His Instagram is RIC4LVES. Definitely worth checking him out. So that is the photo challenge winners. Congrats to all the winners. We'll contact you guys. Was any of the winners in the chat? That would have been super cool if somebody was actually here. I would have missed it, but
The Tesla guy, I got a DM from him saying this live stream is working well for him, so he might have been on at least.
okay. So the third place guy might have been on here. Okay, I'm all caught up on the super chats too. Yeah, I really like doing these little photo contests, video challenges, all that stuff. It's really fun to be able to promote you guys and shout you guys out, and to see some of the work that you guys are doing. Yeah, it's just a cool way for us to interact and for me to be able to give back to you guys. So that's why we did this little short film contest. I'll be doing a video announcing the winners for that. Super cool seeing all your guys' short films, and I think in the future it'd be fun to build like bigger things around that. So like it would be so cool to have a short film festival and actually have people come there and screen their films and hand out real awards or prizes like in person. Yeah, I think it would just be a really, really cool thing, an event to organize. So I think that's the goal. I think hopefully we can make that happen. Maybe it's not next year. Maybe it is next year already. Maybe we do it smaller scale next year and rent out a movie theater or something and watch some short films that you guys make. This one was the short film contest was a little bit. It was a shorter like timeline, but it would be fun to do one that's like gives you a little bit more time, so you guys have a lot more time to prepare and get a crew together and make some really cool stuff. So yeah, definitely more of those coming out. I never thought I'd win, but I did it. Crazy. Thank you so much. Sweet. Yeah, you which one were you? You were the Duel and yeah, okay. So your name, so that was the fourth place. Your name was, oh shoot, did I lose it? No, Håkon Dulan. Congrats, man. Appreciate your submission, and I'm glad I can shout you out a little bit, and also enjoy the little gift card. That's perfect. I was wondering if any of you guys were actually in here. Somebody was asking Z6 versus EOS R, a Nikon Z6. I think everything. That question really depends on the fact, or like what the raw capabilities are going to be like on the Nikon, and what is the raw video like. I've never really used ProRes RAW at all. I think right now you can only use ProRes RAW in Final Cut. So yeah, I haven't used ProRes RAW, but depending on how that is, I think that will change the answer. I would say without the RAW, probably the EOS R. With the RAW, yeah, that's probably, if at that point, then it's like if you're filming other people, other things, go for the Nikon. If you're doing YouTube, filming yourself, vlogging, then the EOS R probably. Chat's great. How to price your work? Find the industry standards first. Maybe when you're starting out, you charge a little bit less than that, and then as you get more and more work, you just start raising your price. That's the way I would do it. Online, you can usually find like kind of like, what does a DP make, or what does a camera system make, or whatever, and then just go by that. But then usually how I price things is like, if it's a really cool project, I'm okay with getting paid less. So then what's the amount that I would feel good about making that video, doing that project? Because you never want to feel bad and be like, oh my gosh, I put all this time and effort in. I'm like, I don't even enjoy this. It's a crappy project and I'm getting paid nothing. You don't want that situation. So Luke McCoy, do you use an ND filter when filming your videos indoors with the lights set pretty high? Trying to work on my lighting in my studio, office studio. Yep, for sure. It all depends on like your ratios. You might not need to use an ND filter. You could just dim your lights down. You don't have to have your lights on full blast. I almost never have my lights on full blast. But like right now I have ND on, and that's because I want to shoot at f1.8. And then I was trying to now this setup is too bright. So let's fix this setup. So this should actually look more like this. I would take off one ND filter. Now we're overexposed, and then I would dim down the light to about there. And now the reason why I did that is because now we can see more of the background, and we could actually do it again, and we could take off even more ND, and then we could just turn down if we wanted to see more of Tyler's beautiful face back there. We could go like that. Now my light is on. Actually, my computer screen is lighting my face, so I could literally turn this off completely, and it's just my computer screen lighting it. So that's really. I'm gonna go up one, add a little bit. It really depends on the ratios, but yeah, it's not bad to use ND filters inside. Dan Cron, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. I'll rewatch the stream if it's available and sub to the other winners. Yeah, the stream I think I'll probably put it on, up for a couple days and then take it off. That's usually what I do. So yeah, take the time, go back and watch back and follow all the people that won. I kind of like the computer screen lighting. Yeah, it's not a bad setup. Like that. It's kind of cool. It works well. It actually, when I was doing this, I wanted to put the light over there, but there's no room for it right now. I would have to move my whole desk and all that. So cinematically, this is how I would do it. If you're looking this way, you want the bright side to be on the far side over here. If I was looking this way, then I would want the light to come from this direction. But once if I look this way, then things are good. I just turned down my computer screen brightness. I didn't realize we could teach lighting on a live stream. That's actually kind of Interesting. Predictions for the EOS R Mark II. So my predictions are that it's going to be pretty conservative. I think it's going to be 4K no crop. I hope. That's my prediction. I haven't seen any specs for it, so these are totally my predictions. I haven't seen any rumors even for the specs, I don't think. I kind of don't think it's going to do 120 in 1080. It might, but I kind of feel like it's not gonna. I feel like they're gonna not do that. I wonder what else they would do. Maybe they will add in 120. I would love. So I would. What I wish for is this exact same camera, except 4K would be no crop. Then I would just shoot 4K. It's super high quality for a little DSLR like this. I have no use for RAW for my normal videos. Like when I'm filming myself talking, I don't need that in RAW. 4K, and then if I could get 120 and 1080 with autofocus, I think that's pretty much like my perfect camera right now. I mean, if you could add RAW capabilities to it when you need it, that would be great too, but that's pretty much all I need. If it could do 4K no crop and then 120 and 1080, I'm set. Yeah. Do I have a team for the Super Bowl? Nah, I don't really watch football that much. I do like watching the Super Bowl, but I just in Canada football isn't as big of a thing as in America. Do you think the EOS R2 will have 120 frames per second? Just like I said, I'm gonna say no, but I'm hoping, I'm wishing that it will. Hopefully it does. Let's see. Was there anything else I want to talk about? Drones, gimbals. I mean, we talked a little bit about gimbals. I still think gimbals-wise, the DJI Ronin S is probably the best gimbal to go for. It just can handle so many different cameras, and yeah, it's just a really, really high-quality gimbal. It's still my favorite. The way that the trigger works and that you're really easily, quickly able to change which way you want to use the gimbal. Yeah, the Ronin S I think is my favorite still right now. But I want to see more innovation. I want to see more of this stuff like the slide pod, which I forgot to turn off. I want to see more like coming up with interesting, cool solutions, because I think that everybody is just kind of copying everybody with the gimbals right now, and nobody's doing something that's like really different and interesting, except for this, even though this isn't quite there yet, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm hoping for some big innovation in the gimbal world, in terms of form factor, but also in how you can use the gimbal technology. Because the tech is crazy. It's just I think the way that gimbals are built limits it a little bit. Maddie, you're a boss. Thank you. Technically, I am a boss. Like for example, I'm Tyler's boss. But I appreciate that. Do I speak French? Nope. Very, very little. I understand a little bit. What about this? June is, I think that's how you say it, Weebill S. I haven't tried the Weebill S. Wait, no, have I tried the Weebill S? I'm like blanking now. Have I tried the Weebill? But I still think that the Juns are really, really good too, but I still prefer the way the DJI Ronin S, like just the way that it works, the way that I use it with the trigger and then the balance, everything. There's a few things that I do wish that now the newer gimbals have, like, you know, like better, like, so it's kind of like ready to go right away. I wish that stuff was on there, but yeah. They're all good gimbals in the end. All of them do the job. Canon 5D Mark IV versus EOS R. Is the 5D worth the price jump? Honestly, I don't really know why you would get a 5D right now. I've thought about this before. I almost in all cases, I think I would just go with the EOS R. There is some I don't know if people know, there's some focusing issues, I think, with the EOS R in photos sometimes. It just can't focus for some reason. It's like a weird issue. So maybe for just purely photography, the 5D would be better. But the EOS R is a great camera. What do you mean no crop? I mean full frame. Now we're getting there's cameras that are above full frame, but in general, no crop is full frame. And I guess when I'm talking about the EOS R, I'm talking about because in 4K they add a crop onto it, so it's a full frame camera, but then you shoot 4K and it crops it in. So that's what I mean by no crop. Get RP. Yep, I asked for them. I want to try it out. IBIS on the EOS R. Yeah, maybe that's one part I forgot about. It would be really nice to have IBIS. I've heard that Canon is starting to dabble with IBIS and put IBIS into their cameras. So yeah, that's gonna be really interesting. It depends too. Like for example, Sony has IBIS, but it doesn't really do that much. It's like very minimal IBIS, whereas like Panasonic is it's like gimbal half the time. So I think that would make a big difference too, is like how strong is the IBIS, how well does it work. Excited for the rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I've been watching Mandalorian, the Disney Plus series or whatever you want to call it. I just really like the feels of Star Wars. I don't know if it's just like that 80s vibe that's still in it, because that's when it started. That's when it started, right? The originals. Yeah, I really like Star Wars movies. They're awesome. I really like the feels of the vibes of it. So I'm excited for it. Definitely gonna go check it out. There's also there's some really interesting movies coming out soon. Oh man, what was the one? I love movies. If you don't go to the movies, I think you should. If you're a filmmaker, you should still be going to the movies. Support. Yeah. I like going to the movies. It's a cool experience. It's nice to get out of the house, even though sometimes, almost always, the seats are gross and the floor is sticky and there's popcorn everywhere. It's still just cool watching it on this massive screen and the sound and all that. It's such a different experience watching a movie in a theater. Thoughts on Mavic Mini? I talked a little bit about it. I think it's an interesting drone, especially in places like Canada where you have to have now a drone license to fly a drone. I think in places like Canada, I would recommend it for a lot of hobbyists. I think for the people that just want to kind of, vacation film a little bit, I think it's a really great option. For anybody that's like, I'm a filmmaker, if you call yourself a filmmaker, I'd probably still go for something like the Mavic Air at least, just so you have more control over it. Metal for breakfast, more DIY drone parts. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have the next episode it'll probably take a little bit for us to make it, because it's gonna take us a little bit to learn how to use the drone. But that's gonna be the next one, and then I think it would be eventually fun to do kind of like a bucket shot trip with the drones. Maybe we build a couple of them. But try to think of what would be a really cool shot that we could get, and then do like an episode or a little mini doc around that, us traveling somewhere, trying to get the shot, most likely crashing. Yeah, I feel like that would be a fun thing to do. So yeah, there will definitely be more FPV drone series episodes. Just join the live. Maddie, I would love your opinion on the cheapest full frame camera RP, the EOS RP. Yeah, I've been talking about this a lot on the stream. I want to try it out. I think with the 24 frames now, it's probably one of the more underrated cameras of the year, because it did have such a crappy start. Yeah. I have been live streaming for an hour and 20 minutes now. If you missed any of the stream, you should go back and watch the stream if you're interested. Especially that if you submitted to the photo contest, I announced the winners. You should definitely go check it out. Maddie, will you make a rewind video? I always want to make like a year-end like review, like rewind of stuff that happened on my channel. Maybe we'll do that. We never end up having the time to do it, but that would be something fun. Dan Cron, I'm not a vlogger, so facing tilty screen, not really something I need that much. With that in mind, Sony A7 III or EOS R. In that case, I would say probably A7 III, unless you have Canon glass already, and then also FPV drone war soon. That might be a thing. I mean, I don't really want to take Peter's. Peter started the whole drone war thing, and I don't think Peter's gonna get into FPV drones. So yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. But Merry Christmas to all of you guys. If I don't get to talk to you guys on Instagram or wherever before Christmas, I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas season. Make sure to spend time with your friends, family, and all that. Treat people well. Be cool. Perfect timing. Gabriel Popov, thanks for the super sticker. It says cool. Be cool. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, for being here, watching. Yeah, I would not be doing this if you guys weren't watching, probably. So yeah, I really appreciate all of you guys, and I hope you guys like this live stream. There will be more to come, including possibly, hopefully, a separate little channel or Twitch to do some gaming live streaming, and hopefully I can play with some of you guys too. We're gonna play Fortnite. So yeah, that's probably gonna be most of my holidays: spending time with family, eating good food, playing Fortnite, maybe snowboarding. Tyler, should we go snowboard?
Yeah.
I think Tyler says yes. We should go snowboarding. Maybe we should do a meetup and go snowboard. If anybody wants to come snowboard, maybe I'll put it on Instagram or something. We can all go snowboard. Okay, I'm gonna head out. Thanks so much for joining the stream. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great Christmas. Bye.